I believe a man is supposed to take care of his woman. I don't care how much money your woman make. A man is supposed to have his mindset on taking care of his woman.
Talk. I mean, this may be a bit crude, but I mean, I don't know no other way to say it. I want to talk about booty calls. I hope everybody's doing well. I want to talk. I mean, this may be a bit crude, but I mean, I don't know no other way to say it. I want to talk about booty calls. And I know some of you all probably might get offended at that language, but a lot of y'all is getting offended by it. You making them or you answering them. That's the tragedy of religion. It makes you such a hypocrite. You can't even be helped. You're so busy putting on an act, you can't really get real. And booty calls are real. You got people that's right now, they're planning to make a booty call to you. And it's a matter of where you at in terms of your own personal self-worth and self-esteem that's going to determine if you're going to answer that call or not. You know, it is what it is. I mean, people make booty calls because they lack self-worth, and people answer booty calls because they lack self-worth. People just don't have a clue as it pertains to purpose and value and God's plan. So when people don't know who they are, we typically bury ourselves in materialism. Well, we bury ourselves, first of all, in sex and materialism. And, and that gives us a temporary sense of value. You know, you take a man that doesn't really know who he is and does not really have a high self-esteem. The way he subsidizes that empty self-esteem is he tries to have sex with as many women as he can, because the world says to him that you can subsidize your empty self-esteem and your poor self-worth by having sex with women. And if women let you have sex with them, it means that you're the man. The reality is that when a woman lets an empty man have sex with her, it just means you have two empty people who are both searching for identity and purpose. He's searching for it. When a man figures out who he is, he's not running around trying to jump into bed with everybody. He tries to find him a wife, and he goes home to his wife, and he lives for purpose. Anybody that has purpose doesn't have time to be jumping in and out of the bed like a lot of y'all doing. And y'all don't want us to talk about this stuff, and the preacher's scared to talk about it, but y'all sitting up in church with all this shouting and all these scriptures and everything. And just, I've been there and done that. So I'm not judging you. I've been this person, So I'm not judging you. I'm never judgmental because I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect, and I never pretend to be. I don't have it all together. But those things that I've overcome, I try my best at least to shine the light for people and to say, hey, look here, there's a ditch right there. Don't fall in it. And so since I've been here and since I've done this, why would I sit and just allow you to just continue with your frivolous, pointless, useless ways and waste your life? Because that's ultimately what you're doing. In 1 Corinthians 6:18, it says, flee fornication, run from it. Every sin that a man does is without the body, but he that committeth fornication sins against his own body. You're sinning against your own body when you're living outside of the sexual parameters that God prescribes. And temptation is real. You have people that turn you on sexually, but you better know how to be turned off. You better know how to yield to the spirit and not the flesh, because the list is too numerous for us to even count or name of the people who abandoned their destiny, forfeited their future for a few moments of pleasure, because somebody intentionally enticed them and whispered in their ear or called and said the right words on the telephone and got you to respond in a sexual way. And you're going to lose your future. You're going to lose your life. You're going to possibly lose your health, lose your family. You're going to lose all of this over a booty call. God, dog, man, gee, Monetti, they ain't made none that good. I ain't mean to say that. But hey, it's the truth. They ain't made none that good. Hey, they ain't made none that good. God ain't made none that good. I'm sorry. He ain't made no woman that fine. He ain't made no man that handsome for you to just throw your life away. You gonna just flush your life down the toilet for a piece? That's what you call it, a piece. It's not even a hole. You gonna flush all that down the toilet for a piece? You mean to tell me I'm gonna take 36 years, 37, however long it's been, years of ministry, and I'm gonna flush that down the toilet because a woman is fine and because she want me? I'm gonna be that stupid to go and just flush that toilet, put my life in that toilet and flush that toilet? See, a lot of y'all, your life is in the toilet right now. You haven't flushed yet. The Lord had me to come on here to warn you. Don't flush. Don't flush. Don't flush. Your life is in that toilet. Now, oh my God, my thing is dying. I got to hurry up. Sexual sin is an injustice to yourself. Because you do a few things when you commit sexual sin, when you answer booty calls, be it fornication or adultery. When you answer booty calls, you expose your body. Just check out how many people. I know we don't talk about HIV and AIDS anymore. We got so many other topics that the media wants to emphasize, but it ain't going nowhere. Just because they ain't talking about it don't mean it's gone anywhere. People are still catching AIDS. People are still dying from AIDS. And when you jump your happy self, your horny happy self up in the bed with people, with random people that God has not ordained for your life, it's called marriage. It's called marriage. You are exposing your body. You are also polluting your spirit. You open yourself up for the involvement of demonic spirits. This is why soul ties are so hard to break. It's because there are demonic powers behind the soul tie. It's not all physical. The people that many of you all are caught up in soul ties with weren't even great sexual partners. They were horrible. But for some reason you're locked in on them. It's because you open yourself up. This person opens you up to spirits. Not only do you expose your body, you pollute your spirit, but also you incarcerate your soul. You create that lock. You create that lock. Now, what is a booty call? Because I only have like 4 minutes of 4% rather of battery on my iPad. A booty call is usually a late night summons. It is often made via telephone, text message. These days, inboxes, DMs, and it is a call to arrange sexual liaisons on an as-need basis. This person, some of you all are answering booty calls where the person only calls for you once a month. They have you in the rotation and they call for you once a month, and because your self-esteem is broken, you answer the call. David made a booty call in 2 Samuel 11, 2 through 5. For the sake of time, I won't read it, but go and read it in your leisure. 2 Samuel 11, 2 through 5. David calls for a woman by the name of Bathsheba, and he sends his servants to go get her. And they bring her, they sleep together. She's married, so it was fornication. It was adultery. They married, she married, they're sleeping together. She gets pregnant. David has to, create this conspiracy. Well, he has to create this plan to get rid of her husband. The husband won't sleep with her, so David can't blame the baby on the man. David eventually has to kill the man. It creates just all kinds of drama and problems. Booty calls are a lot of work and a lot of unnecessary problems. Booty calls are a distraction. They take you away from purpose. They stop you from achieving your goals for a few moments of what you call pleasure. Booty calls are private affairs that may lead to public shame. In fact, about it, you have to know that the devil plans on it leading to public shame for you. Don't you think that the devil is just arranging this stuff for you to do this stuff, and that he does not have a plan at the front of his mind as it pertains to how he's going to pull a cover off you and shame you and the God you serve? Don't believe that don't believe that the enemy is that, just random. No, he chose you for a reason. It's because God plans on doing great things through you. So he's chosen you for a reason, to put you in a position that he can pull the cover off you and reflect on God and shame you. Now, who makes booty calls? The person that makes the booty call is pretty confident that they have anybody that's bold enough to call you randomly. The person that makes the booty call is pretty confident that they have sexual control over the one they're calling on. So you should be offended that a person calls for you once a month or once a week, however often they call, strictly for sex, and you keep answering. That person is absolutely confident that the person I'm calling on is my sexual puppet. There you have it. They are confident that the person they are calling on is their sexual puppet. That's how they think about you. They don't view you as wife material. They don't view, in some instances, women making booty calls on brothers. I love you more. Women are making booty calls on brothers, and brothers are servicing these treacherous women, and they leaving out their brothers. That's something I'm gonna talk about real soon. Brothers are getting their hearts broken now. You got brothers, good men that are looking for a woman, looking for a wife rather, and homegirl just keep on talking that talk, and she keeps sliding in and keep breaking his heart, and he keeps answering. In Proverbs 7:16-21, we see this kind of woman that takes a man and she, for the lack of time, Proverbs 7:16-21, she takes this man and she seduces him, and the Bible says, with her much fair speech she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips she forced him into a sexual position. Because the person that makes the booty call is confident that they have sexual control over the one they're calling on. Delilah had control over Samson. She did. Usually when a person is bold enough to call upon you just for sex, they have created a sufficient soul tie to manipulate you. A person that is driven by lust makes booty calls. I thank God for delivering me from lust. That was my biggest thing. Lust is the driving factor behind all perverted sexual lifestyles. Lust is the driving factor behind all perverted lifestyles. It is the enemy taking something that was divine and sincere and pure and tainting it. And the thing about lust is that it has no limits. It does not stop. So if you just keep on trying to satisfy your lust, you're going to end up way out there in a sea of perversion with no limits and no restrictions. The only end for you would be self-destruction. The Bible says in James 1:14-15, every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when lust hath conceived, it brings forth sin, and sin, when it is finished with you, brings forth death. Now, who answers the booty call? One sincerely searching for love, but deceived by the lust and in need of a self-esteem boost. Now, the thing you have to understand, if you're the person that's answering the booty call, the thing you have to understand is this: sex does not mean love, nor does it create love where there is none. You cannot make a person love you through sex. And because they have sex with you does not mean that they love you. Just go to Genesis 29:31-34. and asked Leah. Jacob hated Leah. He loved Rachel, but the Bible says he kept making babies with her. Sex does not generate love, and it does not mean love. He hated her, yet she kept having children. A person can have sex with you and can't stand your guts. In fact, about it, there are some men that can have sex with you and are not even attracted to you physically. They're just using you in the moment. They're using you as a tool to satisfy their longings. I'm on Facebook. I don't want to get thrown off. So who answers the booty call? One sincerely searching for love, but deceived by lust. One that has been captured by a soul tie and can't escape. Romans 7:15-19. For that which I do, I allow not. Paul talks there in Romans 7:15-19. The stuff I want to do, I don't do. The stuff I don't want to do is the stuff I'm doing. You're confused. You are captured. Your soul is tied up. And then who answers a booty call? One who simply does not know her or his worth. You're answering these booty calls because you don't know your worth. You don't know your worth. You don't know your worth. I'm going to call you too, Sister Linnell. Sister Hill, I'm sorry, baby. And number 4, and I'm out of here. How do you break the cycle? How do you break the booty call cycle? Because some of y'all on the booty call cycle. Some of y'all are on the booty call cycle. And the Lord got me on here this afternoon to get you off the booty call cycle. You just cycling. you just cycling. You on the booty call cycle. And babe, you need to get your behind up off that booty call cycle. You too much for this. You get your behind off that, man. What is wrong with you? You got too much knowledge. You have too much future. You have too much grace on your life, and you gonna submit to being a booty call, and then at the same time at the altar talking about God give me a husband. You think God gonna send a husband up into your life with the kind of mess you got going on now? You can't get no husband because you always got the wrong people occupying his space. As long as you got these booty calls going on, you ain't getting no husband and you're not getting no wife. God is not going to submit his child to that kind of dysfunction. You got to purify your life. You need to get this stuff out of your life. Some stuff is not going to happen for you as long as you're on that booty call cycle. Lestine, God bless you, girl. Mary J, it's good to see you. Tamika. Yeah, Paulina, boy, y'all coming in here today, huh? Yes. Now let me shut this down. James 4, how do you break the cycle? James 4:7-10. Submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. Be afflicted, and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning, and your joy to heaviness. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. So it's easy. You know, it's easy. Really, it's easy. The biggest struggle you have with breaking soul ties and coming out of these booty call situations is that most of y'all just don't want to pursue God. If you really had a heart to pursue God, as much as you have a mind to pursue the booty calls, you could break that like that. Honestly, it's not hard to break sexual, situations like that. It's just that you got to make up your mind that you're turning from that and you turn into God. And when you follow after God as much as you're following after this woman or this man, and the power of God comes up on you like those people come up on you, you know what I'm talking about? It's amazing how the power of God just overnight breaks those shackles, just overnight like that. And I'm not telling you about what I heard. I'm telling you about what I've experienced. Because I went from being a complete dog to just being delivered overnight. Well, about 2.5 days. The Spirit of God came upon me, and I was in a little apartment. Spirit of God came upon me, and just really, I didn't even know what worship was about. We were just, we were not that church yet. We were not that evolved yet. And I went into a place of worship, and I laid before God. And when I got up off of that floor, God had broken those chains off of my life. to the point that people that I used to sleep with, I've gone, I said, no, I ain't doing that no more. 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. You know, when I got around the 2-month mark, people start saying, he gay now. Now, he gay? Anybody, people that ain't never even met me or seen me know I ain't gay. Ray Charles was blind and now he's dead. He know I ain't gay. I was delivered. I was set free. And people couldn't believe that, you know, I went from 100 to stop. People couldn't believe it. People couldn't believe it. And God just took my life. And if he did it for me, he can do it for you. Because I made booty calls and I answered booty calls. I was driven. I'm telling you, man, it was demonic. I was driven day and night. You know, driven. And when the Spirit of God came upon me, man, when the Spirit of God came upon me and did that work in my life, and I resisted the enemy by drawing nigh to God, God empowered me to do what I could never do in my own strength. And so I just, I believe that the Spirit of God has me, I believe he allowed me to have this testimony because he knew I would share it. He knew I would share it. Now, preacher can't deal with this stuff unless he's really, you can't talk about this and then have a booty call waiting. You definitely can't talk about it on no social media. And I don't block nobody, and people can say whatever they want to say because I'm delivered. If God can do that for me, I was a 15-year-old father. And by the time I had my first child, I was sexually experienced. Let's just give you an understanding of how long I'd been having sex before 15. I was a 15-year-old father, and by the time she got here, I was more sexually experienced than most grown men are now. And God brought me from that to free. He brought me from that to free. And if he did it for me, I'm saying he can do it for you, because what's holding you back? What's holding most of you back? Your sexuality. You're engaged in a sexual lifestyle in a lot of instances where it doesn't even agree with you. It makes you miserable. What you're carrying on, it makes you miserable. It doesn't bring joy to your life. It depresses you. It occupies all of your time. It drains your creativity. It kills your spirit. It diminishes your confidence in God. It diminishes your confidence in your capacity to step out on what God told you to do. It hinders your ministry. Sexual indiscretion is the biggest contributor to wasted potential there is. And so I'm just here to tell you that it's time for you to stop just being a booty call. You're a person, you're a woman of destiny. You're a man of destiny. You're not somebody's booty call. You're not going to let somebody just call you to come and use your body for a few minutes. That's not you. That's just not you. That's all I'm saying. That's just not you. And see, we want to bring you in, corral you up in the church, and we want to judge you and beat you over the head with that Bible, and we want to drag for you, but we don't want to provide real relevant conversational ministry that can help you to really think about what you're doing and change. God ain't in the condemnation. God is in the conversation, and the conversation brings the conviction. The Holy Spirit is ushering the conviction in here. And I'm not judging you. I can't judge you because you are me and I'm you. I've been there. And all I'm saying to you is God has more for you than this. You're not supposed to be that. You're not a weak woman like that a dumb man can just call you at 11:30 every Friday night and be up in your bed by 12 and use your body for 10 minutes and then give you the same excuse about why he got to go. He got to pick up milk for his mama. And you're going to settle for that for years? And you're going to put your life on hold? And you're going to let this bum occupy your life and the space that God's ordained man for your life is supposed to occupy? Ain't nobody supposed to be up in your bed but your husband. No man is supposed to be rolling around up in your bed but your husband. So I just wanted to say that, y'all. I just wanted to say it. I've said it. So I guess I'm done. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a great day. Yeah. And if you're planning on having, answering a booty call tonight, I hope I just ruined your plans. I hope I just ruined your plans. Somebody say, watch your tone, sir. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love you. Seriously, I just wanted to share that with you. It's just on my heart. And I need y'all to think about it. Really think about it. Is that cool? All right, I'm done. I have nothing else to talk about. I'll talk to y'all real soon.
Read his father-daughter talk book.
A lot of you whose ignorance has been shattered.